Howdy, I'm Nate Large, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing this Kobalt 15 amp 10-inch table saw. I purchased this one a year and a half ago. I've used it to make a lot of projects. This video is not sponsored, endorsed, or in any way associated with Lowe's or Kobalt, and the opinions here are my own. So when reviewing a table saw, there are a lot of factors to look at, including is it a good one for you? And my conclusion with this table saw is that it's good for a hobbyist, intro woodworker, or one that is price sensitive, with an asterisk there, because this table saw can range from price in $299 all the way down to $179. That's a huge swing of 120 bucks. It's often on sale for about $230. So you just need to look at when you're purchasing it. I think it's a buy when it's on sale. I would never pay full price for this table saw because I believe there are ones out there that are much better for just a little bit more than the $299. Let's take a look at the specifications that they detail on the website in order to review it, and then we'll go over some things they don't talk about. So I'm going to go straight off of the website. It says Kobalt 15 amp 10-inch table saw comes with a quick folding rolling stand and a durable 10-inch carbide tipped blade. That's true. This is the standard blade that it comes with. It's got 28 teeth, it's carbide tipped, it cuts well, it's good for framing. I've installed a Diablo 60 something tooth blade that's better at veneer plywood, which I cut a lot with. So you'll have to upgrade the saw if you're going to do different than framing. But that's all right, that's kind of normal. Next up, it says 15 amp motor generates 5,000 RPM for easy completion of job site and workshop tasks. This is true. The motor is strong. I don't have anything to actually measure it, but it has never let me down, and I've cut through some hardwoods, cut through some large stock of some softwoods. So motor, excellent. Next, 30-inch right rip capacity and 14-inch left rip capacity easily accommodate larger pieces. This is true and accurate. You can get 14 inches on this side and 30 on this side. Just need to release this lever and this extends out, and that's a nice 30 inches. Sliding rip fence locks into place with double latches for accurate cuts every time. It's one of the biggest complaints that I hear about this table saw. A lot of people have commented on my videos about it, and basically it's just hard to get a straight cut without using some other way of lining up the fence. It latches on both sides, which is problematic because you can latch it at a slant, which is unparalleled with the blade, and that'll either push your workpiece into the blade more at a side angle or pull it away and leave your piece on the inside of the blade unsupported by the fence. So it latches on both sides, it slides, but you need to line it up properly before you cut. There are two ways to do that. One of the easiest ways is to grab a framing square and use that to set up the angle on the back side. Hold the fence securely to it and then latch it on both sides. And you could do it on this side if you're getting closer to the blade. However, the way I like to do it is to latch it down to a known spot on the table that I can easily identify that it is parallel with the blade. That can be right up next to the blade right here and latch it, or way back here at the 13-inch mark if I need to do cuts over 13 inches, and then just using the extension to determine how far away the fence is from the blade. So right here, up close, just have to measure this distance with a ruler. The next feature, locking miter gauge, allows for a wide variety of cross, rip, miter, and bevel cuts. While this statement is true, there are a couple issues. The gauge and the slot leave something to be desired if you want to make precision cuts. There's a lot of wiggle in there, even when the gauge is all the way in. So you need to make sure when you are using this for precise cuts that you hold it all the way to one side as you're making your cut. It's also nice to be able to attach an auxiliary fence. So I had to customize mine by drilling 2 holes in it. These holes allow me to screw a auxiliary fence on with bolts from this side. However, it does come with these slots, and if you wanted to figure out what square nut or another nut that might fit into those slots would be, then you can go ahead and attach an auxiliary fence from this side. How about quick folding stand with wheels provides portability and convenient storage? This one's true. I use this feature all the time. I have a small workshop. You just need to step on this little black switch, lift up on the handles, and then lock the wheels in. Now I could roll it around. I can move it around in the shop so that way I can make some more room for larger projects. And I could set it up when I'm ready to use it. 3 left. Onboard storage for rip fence, miter gauge, blade guard assembly, push stick, power cord, and extra blades keeps items secure when not in use. This is true. Let's take a look at that. We'll do a little tour around the table saw. Start over here on this side. We have our blade guard here, spare blades, tools for removing the blade, riving knife, Allen wrench. On the back side here, got the power cord. And then coming around over here, we have our miter gauge, rip fence, and push stick. As you can see, it has a lot of storage. It's pretty cool that way. Everything can kind of be contained if you need to travel with it. 2.5-inch dust collection port conveniently fits vacuum or dust collector. Right here, I use a shop vac. It will capture about 70 to 80% of the dust. There is some dust that just gets around and kind of settles inside. But this is very much on board with what I believe all the other saws out there, especially in this price range, do. The last specification has to do about a 3-year limited warranty. I haven't had to use it, couldn't give you advice about it. Now there are a few more things I want to show you on this saw tour. The first is the wheel here. This isn't a customization, you probably have questions about that. This is a repair. I broke this wheel, it fell forward because this knob sticks out much further than this plane right here. So when it tilted, it cracked it right off. So I mean, you could just leave this off and use your hand, but I just went ahead and put it back together. So next we're going to talk about the bevel gauge, or the bevel here. This bevel is really hard to use. You unlock it with this latch and then you pull it with your hands and it just takes a lot of strength. Now it does have 2 nice set screws in here, a set screw here and there to help you adjust your 0 and 45, but it is just difficult to move. It has a nice safety feature here where you can disconnect the ability to turn the saw on, which is great for little kids. Just leave that in when you need to use it and pull it out when you're going to store it. Just don't lose this guy. Here on the back side we have an extension for Outfeed support. This is really useful, especially if you're going on a job site and you don't have an Outfeed table. It has openings right here that line up with the miter slots, so that way if you have a sled or a jig of some sort, it will be able to go all the way through without interfering here. With the throat plate removed, we could see the arbor here. And the arbor is actually a really good size one for a contractor table saw. It gives you the ability to put on a dado stack. Now you wouldn't be able to put on a full 3/4 inch dado stack without a little bit of a risk where that it wouldn't fit properly. But it is a good size arbor and you easily get a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch on there, I believe. If you do decide to get this saw, Keep in mind that the assembly instructions can be difficult to understand. I have made an assembly instruction video, so please check that out if you buy the saw. Well, that's all for now, so I hope you subscribe and I'll see you later.